I am your Destiny Dad, and happy Tuesday. Welcome to I believe this is the second week of Iron Banner this episode, if I'm not mistaken, as well as the start of Act 3. And we are going to check out some of our handy vendors and see what they have for us this week. Now, I don't normally cover Iron Banner, but I don't think anybody normally covers Iron Banner. But something that a lot of people don't know is that all vendors in the game that offer weapons, each week their roles will change. So that includes Saint 14, that includes Saladin, that includes all those kinds of people. So, for anybody who maybe like me has sat on these roles and just hasn't picked them up, or maybe hasn't played much Iron Banner yet, for the Peace Bond this week, we have a Peace Bond with Moving Target and Rhyme Stealer. Kind of a funky combo, but Rhyme Stealer I think is strong enough to carry this gun. Tenacious Mastery, I was really hoping for a good roll with Chill Clip. Honestly, I stupidly deleted mine with Chill Clip. I farmed a lot for it, and I thought I got a better roll, and I got a roll with Bait and Switch. Saladin, thank you. But yeah, one for all is not bad. Reverberation is kind of mid, but one for all is not bad. And then for the Archon's Thunder, very good, very underrated machine gun in my opinion. Fluted Barrel, Atmag, Enlightened Action, Onslaught. Enlightened Action is a super slept on perk. I really like Enlightened Action. I'm not the biggest fan of Onslaught on machine guns. I think you just shoot through too much ammo too quickly. That being said, on some of the lower rate of fire ones, and if you can, throw on backup mags and your double stasis reserve, something like that, you might have a play for it if you really need the ad clear. Maybe you have a really strong ability spam build and you're doing all of your damage with your abilities and you just want to use a machine gun like it's a SMG basically, maybe, but I would probably pass on this roll, but I know a lot of people would like this roll. But yeah, that is what the Iron Banner weapons for the first pass, or first track of the pass for Iron Banner is this season. As you can see, I haven't reset, but I'm close to doing so. Oh wait, actually, I can reset, I just need to claim all this. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and grab it. I don't need any of it. Anyways, I'll just grab it to be able to reset my pass. And he does not have any weapons on his second track. That is the one downside to these things, is a lot of times they don't have weapons on the second track. Saint 14, however, always has at least 2 weapons in his track of rewards. And every single week they change what the rolls are. So if you have a weapon and you haven't claimed it, just check back at the reset and see what they've got. Up next for our friendly Banshee, let's see what we have. Got the Snorri FR5 with successful warm-up, steady hands, liquid, hammer forged, and a range masterwork. I'd say this is like a mid to good tier PvP roll. A lot of people like successful warm-up. I'm not a huge fan of it personally. I do like steady hands. I think it's better than a lot of people give it credit for. And Amalan weapons just feel good. So if you want a decent fusion, that'd be one you could pick up. The Enigma once again with Impulse Amplifier and Frenzy. Actually, that's a pretty decent roll. If you don't have this, you could pick this up and honestly kind of rock this, and this would be pretty decent. It is craftable, and you can probably get a little bit of a better roll than that. But with that being said, this is a pretty good, decent bang up glaive. Next we have the Taipan FR4. Compulsive reload, repulsor brace, liquid. I would probably pass on this personally. There's a lot of linears that have perks that almost want you to use them for ad clear, and I don't know, I don't see it. Like, it does very strong single target damage, And if you had like, I don't know, I don't think it can roll this, but if you had like D-Stave and Repulsor Brace, I could see how and why you would use it for ad clear, but linears just don't feel good for ad clear to me. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one. That being said, Taipan's decent and it's craftable. So if you don't have one, pick a few up, use some enhanced, oh god, what are those things called? The enhancers, the little gold and red chips that make things craftable. Up next we have the 7 Seraph Saw with auto loading and shield disorient or disruption break. Disruption break.
Earth's a good place, worth fighting for.
It's not a damage increasing perk, but if you are running some sort of special weapon in the kinetic slot that does a great deal of damage and you're running around breaking shields all the time, maybe you're doing GMs, maybe you're doing a battleground, you don't need your heavy weapon to be a damage dealer. I could see you running this with Izanagi's and breaking, you know, a shield with it, swapping to Izanagi's and getting a buff. But that being said, I probably wouldn't knock myself out to get this one. I really like this gun, but overall it's just not the best machine gun in the game right now.
I can help you.
After that we have Bad Omens with Snapshot and Genesis. Alloy Casing, Implosion, yeah. Once again, Bad Omens is just not, it's not a great pick. I guess currently the best Void Rocket in the game that you can get would just have to be Tomorrow's Answer, right? Because Osprey is out of the rotation for Grandmasters, I'm fairly certain. And you can get the one on the Throne World that's craftable, but its best roll is like Field Prep Frenzy, I think, maybe something like that. Auto loading Frenzy. It doesn't have a great roll. It has a roll that's not bad, but it doesn't have a great roll. But yeah, that being said, there's not a ton of choice for Void Rockets, but all the rest of the choice is better than Bad Omens currently, which is sad because this was such a beast back in the day. Last but not least, we have Path of Least Resistance with Shoot to Loot, Gutshot Straight, Particle and Light Battery, and then Full Bore and Poly rounds with Range as your masterwork. As per usual, this set of weapons was really good. This weapon is really good. The origin trait is phenomenal. These perks I would not go for personally. Shoot to Loot, I don't use much myself. A lot of people do like it though, and if you do like it, that's fine. Gutshot is kind of mid, and only really it has a play on like rapid fire frame auto rifles. That being said, this is craftable. Pick a few up, use your resonance on it, and craft one if you have not done so already. Now, let's go and see what our friend Ada1 has to offer us this week. Alrighty, we are here at 801 this week. She has the Dead End Armor. The Dead End Cure was originally a Dead Orbit thing, but I don't recall this specific set. I think this was just a world drop on EDZ, wasn't it? I don't remember, it's been too long. But either way, it's very camo-y, very survivalist kind of armor. If you're into that, grab it for transmog. If not, looks like we have a pair of arms on the Hunter with a 24 spike in recov. And maybe a pair of legs with a 19 mobility spike. But I think that being 49, well, that is 19 mobility and then 10 intellect and 10 strength. Not the greatest by any means, but if you're going for a mobility, super, and melee build, that could provide the specific spikes you need. So keep an eye out on that if you're using DIM or any of those other kind of websites that allow you to look at your armor stats. most of them have toggles that you can turn on to show you like items in the shops that will push your builds to the stats that you want. And a lot of the times these kind of things will pop up and it'll be like, why is it showing me level 45 a helmet? Well, because it has spikes that helps your build. So
The loom was your creation as well as mine, Guardian. Thank you
for your shaders, we have the Satao Tribe. This was a pain to get back in the day. Actually, a really nice looking shader. Tangled Bronze. Was this from one of the hunts during Forsaken? I don't remember. This almost looks like an Iron Banner ornament. This might be an Iron Banner, shader from Forsaken. And then Dead Orbit Camo.
The pyramid's approach fills
Actually doesn't look bad on this armor set.
despite being surrounded.
Alrighty, and for our Warlock, we have the
Usage of the loom is another
Hyro
badge of
or
honor
Hero
for my
Camo.
I
I'm not
need
exactly
all
sure
of
how to pronounce that. For your arms, we have a base 51 with 23 mobility and 15 discipline. If that mobility was in any other slot, that would actually be a decent pair of gloves. 52 chest with 11 mobility, 10 resilience, and 25 discipline. Again, low overall stats. I'm aware of that. You don't want that in a build, but a spike like 25 in a stat like discipline, especially on Warlock, I'd keep an eye out for that. You got a helmet with 17 recov and 11 intellect, and then your boots, 16 mobility, 12 resilience, and 19 intellect. They really want you to have a mobile Warlock this week at Ada. And last but not least, for our Titan, we have arms with 16 recov, 12 discipline, and 12 intellect. Actually a decent pair of arms.
Is like learning a new language.
A 51 chest piece with 16 resilience, 13 intellect. Not terrible. We've got a helmet with 12 mobility, 15 resilience, 12 intellect, and 12 strength. If that mobility was just allotted into those other 3 stats in any capacity, that would be a phenomenal helmet. It's decent and is spiky enough that it might help you, but that mobility is a little rough. And then we got legs with 12 mobility, 11 recov, and 13 intellect. As per usual, nothing crazy. 1 or 2 pieces that might have some spikes that help you out in some of your armor building needs. But with all of that being said, I do believe that is going to wrap up our Tuesday refresh video this week. Enjoy yourselves out there, Guardians. Have fun with Iron Banner if you choose to partake. Enjoy the new loot buffs in the Nether and Court of Blades. And enjoy Act 3. I'm looking forward to Ride of the Nine, and I'm sure all of you are as well. But with all that being said, if you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like before you go. Give a follow if you want to keep in the know about vendors and hear some probably hot takes about armor pieces and perk combinations on weapons. And if you just like the channel and want to help support me, do that. It's a huge deal. And I super appreciate all of you who have done so far. So, love you all, and I will see you guys next time I see you. Have a good week, Guardians.